Hey guys, Johnny here from Bustle, and today I'm going to be taking you through Bustle Staffing Timesheets. Now, for those who don't know about timesheets is part of the new functionality of the Bustle Staffing, which allows you to review what your team have clocked in and clocked out using the clock in and clock out function through the new Bustle Till app. There's other videos if you need to understand what that's all about that you can go dive into the Spotlight area to find them, and you'll possibly also want to look up shifts, which is how you build rosters. But today I'm going to take you through what happens when your staff have clocked in and clocked out at the end of the day. Now, when you come to Bustle staffing timesheets over on the navigation over the side here, you'll load into this page, and we can see this is the current week, 29th to the 5th of July. And what you're seeing is that the whole bunch of staff have clocked in and clocked out, and these are waiting to be reviewed. There are a few things we should point out on how this works. You can choose to just look at per day and come through and be like, what day am I looking at? Oh, it's just Thursday. This could be because you're maybe just going through every day and actually reviewing this, or you can do all and see all the review for the whole week, etc. When you come in, the top part is the reason we call it reviewing is because these people have clocked in and clocked out on the till, but no one's double checked to make sure it's okay. And that is why we've built a number of alerts that are coming up over here. You can start to see that this person started early, this person finished early and started late, and this person's also added some notes, which we can see over here. So you are able to filter what is important to you, and I'll take you through that soon. But the main key thing is this is meant to identify if things are not looking quite right. And this is to capture those 5 minutes, or like they started 5 minutes early or finished 5 minutes late, and how that starts to creep up over an entire week, especially with a number of staff. The other thing you may notice is this little smiley face over here. At the end of each shift, your team get to leave a little rating out of the 3 smileys, so a sad face, a medium face, and a happy face. And this is meant to give you a bit of a prompt on how the team are feeling at the end of each shift. So this is why you may want to go through and look at it day by day, because you want to see, oh yeah, Thursday, how was the crew feeling? All right, Bob's all good, James is a bit flat, and Harry's okay. Let's have a little read and see, and you might find some notes from the manager. The staff get to include their own notes, and you can see here Bob had a great shift and talked about the football. Whereas James got a bit of a hint up here, like was feeling sick today, not sure if I'm getting a cold or something, which may let you know, okay, there's a high chance that James might call in sick if he had other shifts coming up for the week or next week. And finally, most likely what's going to happen is, can I have next Thursday off, please, from Harry Potter? So at least you're starting to capture those conversations coming through the system. You can, of course, go and edit anything. So I can pop in here, and maybe I could double check, did they actually finish at 2:15, or did they finish and did they start at 9 or 9:15? And you could go and change it if you needed to, or I could record a manager's note if I wanted to. It is like happy about the early start due to being busy, etc. And we can save that. And so there we've just got a little note to say why are we happy as a manager in case we're reviewed. Once we're happy with that, we can approve it. And what you'll notice is that now has disappeared down to where all the approved timesheets or clock in, clock outs are being stored. I also have the functionality of approve all. So if you've gone through and you're happy with all of them, rather than having to click every single one of them, and especially if you're doing this at the end of the week with a whole bunch of team, you might just find you approve them all in one big foul swoop, and away we go. Now I'll scroll down to show you. If you did approve all and suddenly you're like, wait a second, what happened here? Bob started wrong time. You can push that back up to the review area to be looked at. This is where, and so only when a timesheet is in review can you edit it. So if you're going through and you need to make some changes, you need to bring them up to the review area and then go up to the top to be edited. While there's something in the review area, you can see here I've got a little warning telling me, hey, there's something in the review area which relates to this day's timesheet. So that makes sure that I'm going in, I'm approving, and you can see the error message has now disappeared. So we're feeling good. You may also find that staff forget to clock in, clock out. Naturally, you can pop in here and do an add and do a manual clock in, clock out if you needed to. And you can start to see, I've done a few of those where some people have actually, Bob came in and did a shift and wasn't actually rostered on. So there's an example of maybe there was the shift report wasn't created, or maybe someone just covered and it wasn't expected because it was a busy period or something. So you can pop that in there and hit save, and away we go. Oops, we'll just cancel that one, sorry. Scrolling down, you'll start to see more and more as the whole week sort of pans out. You can see every single day, etc., as they come through. This is where you may notice that nothing is being ignored. Any shifts recorded with issues we like to review. I can change what I want to see. So you might not be that phased. See how time allowance? You might be happy that staff start will finish 5 minutes, or you might want to be like, I want to know more about it if it's 1 minute, etc. 1 minute. So it gives you a bit of flexibility on like, what do you care about? Is 5 minutes okay? Is 1 minute okay? Or is 15 minutes okay? You can also kind of turn off flags in case you're not that worried if they finished early or start early, etc. You're not too worried if they're not rostered on notes, etc. You don't mind about these details. So they're sort of feature flags that you can turn on and off depending if you're interested in knowing about them, being alerted about them. It's not to say that they will stop appearing. It's just we don't alert you about them as such. Naturally, those are all turned on to start off with. Once you're done and everything's approved, you'll of course see this big sort of pink icing box turn up the top here where you see payroll view. This gives you the summarized version of who worked, what hours they did, and how many hours. And this is built for the actual to download and upload into a payroll system. We're naturally quite keen to get feedback on if there's any data missing here that we can include. But if it's all looking good, we can lock it and we're happy. At which point the export to CSV comes out, and that's built so that you can upload it into your payroll system. Very keen in the future how that might evolve to more of a one-click pass-on integration to certain payroll companies like Xero. So we'd love to hear your feedback on that. But for now, once that's locked, you can't go and edit a timesheet. It's all done unless you click this unlock timesheet button. So unless it's done, you can't go back and go and make any changes to a timesheet, etc. I hope that has given you some insight into how timesheets work. Really keen again to get your guys' feedback, so please don't hesitate to reach out in any comments about it, good or bad. We're keen to learn how to make this better and how to make it speed up and reduce admin time, but give you far more clarity and confidence on how your wages are going, especially when it comes to how your wages are going with sales. All right, talk soon.